Hi, I'm Jim Lopez, Assistant City Manager for the City of Kirkland. I'd like to talk to you about a citywide connections map currently being developed with the involvement of the Kirkland community.
In this presentation, I'm going to first describe some background. Then I'll explain what feedback the city is seeking about this citywide connections map. Next, I'll present some key considerations to keep in mind. And I'll finish by telling you how you can join in this civic conversation. First, a little background. For decades, the City of Kirkland has created new residential streets and pedestrian pathways to connect areas that were isolated from the city's traffic grid and pathway network by cul-de-sacs and dead ends. When built, these connections meet current city standards for sidewalks, paving, utility connections, and stormwater management. The city's key criteria when identifying possible street or pathway connections include the benefit to fire and police response times, creating multiple route options for vehicles, seeking safer routes to schools for students to walk, bike, and ride the bus, and reducing congestion from developments that increase the amount of people living in a neighborhood. For example, a redevelopment in South Rose Hill was required to put in a street connection between 128th Avenue Northeast and Northeast 75th Street to comply with city requirements. Kirkland's practice has been to create these connections one development at a time. First by identifying the essential connection and then waiting for private development to build it. One of the challenges with identifying them one at a time, however, is that neighborhoods might not know if a connection is planned before the developer or the city starts to build one. The city also has included connections as part of the neighborhood planning process. However, not all the neighborhood plans have been updated with these connections. As a result, the City Council directed staff to create a single citywide connections map that shows the planned street and pathway connections and to create the map in consultation with Kirkland's residents, businesses, and other stakeholders.
When complete, the citywide connections map will illustrate Kirkland's vision of a resilient transportation network,
which will improve access to firefighters and police officers, traffic flow for those driving or bicycling throughout Kirkland, and community connectivity for those on foot or with mobility assistance devices. The final map will be included in Kirkland's 2019 update of its comprehensive plan. As we move forward with this civic conversation, here are some key things to consider. First, the land use element of the city's comprehensive plan directs the city to encourage vehicular and non-motorized connectivity. Additionally, the city's transportation master plan provides several policies that guide the work of connecting the city's transportation network, including to create a system of streets and trails that form an interconnected network, and to develop a plan for connections between street ends and complete those connections.
The city's plans describe the several benefits of adding these connections, but they don't come without concerns.
Some residents have expressed concerns about how street or pathway connections would potentially affect cut-through traffic, and they've raised questions of safety and of neighborhood character. Starting now and continuing into the fall, city staff will be discussing these concerns and any others with residents, businesses, and other stakeholders. Please click on the link to find out how you can join this civic conversation about our citywide connections map.
Thank you for watching, and I really hope to see you participating in this important civic conversation.